Great. If you are just joining us, we haven't gone too far. And the topic today is about social media factor when it comes to children. What is right and what is wrong for them? We can all agree the social media exposure out there can introduce our children to anything. How much control do you have as a parent? What measures can you take to ensure that your children are okay with the content they're assuming? I love to say social media technology is here to stay. So the more you make, the faster you make peace with it, the more you're going to be at an advantage, because we all know human beings are curious animals, and anytime you restrict them from doing something, that's when they want to see. But if you do it the right way, just like a balanced diet, then they thrive in it. And tonight I'm joined by a fellow mama voice, a beautiful lady who is going to walk us through all that. And I would urge you to stick around, because even if you're not a parent, you might know of another parent, you might be in the society that takes care of certain children. And we're going to meet her now. Maria, karibu sana.
Asante.
Great. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
I am Maria Nyambane Waweru. I am a mom of two very handsome boys. I am an entrepreneur. I'm an author. I've done 2 books, Love the Original You and Marriage is a Scam.
Nah.
Don't question.
Okay.
Don't question. And I'd also do kids magazine, The Young magazine. It's actually the only kids magazine in Kenya right now. Yeah.
Nice.
I love life so much.
It is so clear in
Yeah.
your grace and your aura, and we appreciate having you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
on
for
the
having me.
nest. Thank you.
I was looking forward to meeting you.
And here we are. So
Yeah.
whatever you need, I love how you handle life with a smile and grace and all that. Maria, could you just walk us through who you are? Where did you grow up? To whom? Where did you go to school? So that we can hear your journey after where you are today.
Wow, this is the first time
Yeah.
I've been asked about my life.
Oh.
Normally, people are interested in what I do, but not
Yes,
my life.
yes.
Now, reflecting back,
Yes.
I had a great childhood. I am the only daughter of my parents. We are only 2, me and my elder brother. I grew up in Nairobi for all my life. Born in Nairobi, I was raised in Nairobi. First, I started in Pipeline. You see, before they started being high.
Yes, yes.
Plot 10 East, I'll never forget. Then we moved to Kware. Life was not so good, not so bad. Then my parents had invested early. I always say that I look up to my dad because he had invested early.
Yes.
So he had a few places here and here to be able to educate us, and then we
Yes.
moved now to our own place in Komarok, our own house now.
Yes.
That is where I grew up.
Wow.
I did primary school in all the Kijiji school you can think of, because I remember there's a time I transferred in 2 schools in 1 year. I was not given that posh life. Even if they could afford it,
Yes.
they were not spoiling me.
Okay.
But then again, when I was young, I was an introvert. Like, my brother, if I'm not playing with my brother,
Yeah.
then there's no game.
Yes.
I'm alone with my
Yes.
mom.
Yes.
I'm this mommy child so much that I would stay at home
Yeah.
most times. And then after high school, I went to campus. I did medical lab.
Nice.
Yeah. Doing medical lab, I was so into writing. I started writing when I was in primary school, but then
Nice.
writing and then telling my mom, Asha jiko na hiyo, right? Asha jiko. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And I bet you right now, if you meet my high school classmates, the only thing they can tell you is that
Yeah.
in their birthdays, I would give them written poems,
Oh,
original. I wish I turned
wow.
that into a book.
It's okay. It's never too late. It's never too
I
late.
would give each of them an original poem.
Nice.
So that is what I used to do. So after I did medical lab, I was like, I got married.
Yes.
I was actually working in Huruma Nursing. Then I find this guy, he asks me to marry him, and he was a great guy.
Wow.
Then I get married. But before we get married, the usual stories that you're beautiful, I like you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my husband was, what do you want to do in life? That was the first thing he told me. He never came to me like, I like you, let's go. No, we didn't even do dates unless they were business. So to me, it was a friend who likes my development, who knows what I love, but it wasn't someone who's going to marry me. And that's how the Young Magazine started. It started before we got married because he wanted to support our dream.
Yes.
Then we paused it to get married. Now love kicks in. Oh, love.
That's a good one. That's a very good love story. Yes.
And I have this 1,000 copies of the first issue. I released 1,000 copies.
Whoa.
I kid you not, I sold only 2. The most insulting thing is you go to a butchery and someone wraps meat
with your magazine.
Wow, that was insulting. Then I pause it to get married. Then after getting married, now that's when Love the Original You comes up, and now it's a full company, and the support is still great. I am doing well, and that is me now.
That is so incredible.
Yeah.
It's so incredible to see how you turned your passion, your first love, I guess, you know, into this other thing.
I actually did journalism.
Oh,
during COVID.
Oh.
I did it. I was like, no, let me do it.
Yes.
It's actually time. I had a baby, 9-month-old, and then that time, that was the first time I had a nanny. I had not had a nanny for the first 9 months of my child. So when I got a nanny, I had a little free time. I decided, let me go to school because it's actually COVID time. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah. I mean, to any parent and to any young people watching, you know, it's important, I think, to indicate that life is not cast on stone. Do whatever you want to do at whatever stage you want to do it.
Let me tell you, if there's anything I've learned in life, it's all you.
Wow.
Like, you are the one who can dictate what you want, what makes you happy, and how to move past what does not make you happy.
Yes.
No one can do that for you. No one can tell you you are in the wrong friendships. No one can tell you you're in the wrong marriage. No one tells you. You are the one who knows, I'm going through this. And no one can tell you to be wealthy or save.
No.
You're the one who tells yourself, oh, let me invest in this.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're such a ball of energy. I love it. I love it. Walk us through both books. What are they all about, especially the second one? Yes, please. We're here.
So Love the Original You is my first book. I wrote that book based on everything. Actually, that is the book that is mostly based on my life.
Wow.
Of all the books that I'm doing or the ones I'm hoping to do, that one was, like, for example, I'm a Kisi, getting married to a Kikuyu.
Oh, he's the Waweru.
The Waweru.
Oh, nice.
Traditions were a thing. So in Love the Original You, I had to find a way to love myself enough to know that, do I love this man enough to walk out of all these traditions? I'm telling you, even our dowry did not have the usual. I was done. I was done with a lot of stress in my life. Then there is the fact that I suffered from a low self-esteem in high school. Remember, I've gone to a school whereby I'm a Kisi, all of you are Kikuyus, and then I'm an introvert. I can't fight for myself, and I struggled with saying no or stating what I want. So I was a people pleaser.
Yes.
So every title in the book is more based on everything I've been through, and that's why I did the book Love the Original You. And when it came out now, then I'm married. The first 2 years,
what happened?
Wow.
What happened?
Then I'm like, but he's still my best friend. Because, you know, to some people it's not that way. It's, you're my husband.
Yeah.
I have my friends.
Yeah.
But for me, you are my business partner because I trust you with my business.
True.
Actually, you being my husband is a small part. But everything else I've built with you is a huge part. And I'm not counting children, because that one, I don't build with you, remember?
Yes.
I'm not, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm counting the fact that I work with you and all that. So I'm like, do everyone goes through the same thing that I'm going through? Let me find out. Curious as I am, I started talking to people.
Yes.
Like, what are the challenges you go through? Then I decided, wow.
Let me put this down.
Let me put this down.
Yeah.
So I told myself, couples who have been between 1 and 50 years of marriage, I need to hear their stories.
Yes.
And I kid you not, they all go through the same 12 chapters I've written in that book.
Wow. Tell us.
Like, if you're not going through 3 of this, it's 3 of this, it's 3 of that. You'll have finances, you'll have trust, you'll have communication, even intimacy. Like, the things that they're talking about, they root from only the 12.
Wow.
And that's why I put it in a book. And now I put it, marriage is a scam. People are shocked.
Yes.
Online, people even quoted the Bible.
Of course, I'm assuming it's people who never read it.
People who never read it. And let me tell you, the one thing I realized is someone who reads that book will be like, but this is true.
Yeah.
Because we all walk in it with, I expect this man loves me.
Yeah.
The flowers you bring me, the chocolate, the out you take me. I need all this to still be part of my life. Now we get there, now there's this child who needs school fee. And then I want you to take me out, and there's a kid who knew there's an amusement park, now take me out too. So because of that, we realize that we go through the same challenges, but it's really hard for you to know my problems unless I share them. So I decided, since no one of you is trying to share, and since social media has decided to show us that this is how husbands should be, and we know they are not like that, I'm going to tell a different story. And that's why I did Marriage is a Scam, to tell a different story on what you think. What you think is not what is there.
Wow.
You build your own, like I told you, it's your life. You build it the way you want. So you build your own. And if you're married to someone like the one who marries me, I always tell people, if I give you my husband for a week, you return him in a day. In a day.
Okay.
Because he'll tell you, nilizaliwa hivyo. I'm like, 6 years later, ndio umejua ulizaliwa hivyo. But now I know the things that will pressure me and the things that I'll ignore.
I love that. I love that. I use, again, the notion of ship and the ocean. The ship will be in the ocean, and its purpose is to arrive at its destination. Doesn't matter how many waves hit it, how many, ups and downs it goes through, it keeps on course. And I like to think like that as a human being. You can't control what happens outside of you, probably with an exception of children, and only to some extent, like when you're still molding them. And people will behave the way they will.
And if you feel you're not comfortable, walk out. If it's toxic, don't die there. Imagine you're only in your menopause hits at 50. Now you spent 30 years of your active life with someone you're not happy with. It doesn't work like that.
Wow, I love that. It's a call for take your own responsibility. Be accountable to yourself. Whatever is happening around you is all because of you. If you don't like it, why are you wasting time on it?
And is that what you want to teach your children? Is that what you want to teach them? That it's okay to stay in a toxic environment.
Wow. I love that. And I really wish, I hope you have a copy somewhere.
I do have a copy.
You do? Perfect. I think I must go through that particular book just to see, to learn, and we our audience is largely very young people, so I usually see it's a blessing that they can get information from a person like you and they act on it, because a lot of us are where we are blindly, like we just survived somehow. We didn't
but you're not raising kids who are survivors.
No. We're raising thrivers, producers, not consumers. Wonderful. Motherhood. How is it like to raise the two young men? And before we come now to our topic of the day, which is curating information that they can access, how is it for you?
Motherhood is my sole purpose of living. I define it that way. It is the most important thing in my life, because I get to love someone so much that I can't define. Wow. Don't get emotional.
You saw that, yeah? Oh my goodness, you. Wow. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you 100%, because I never thought of it that way. You've pulled my heartstrings. Wow. Motherhood is loving somebody so much. You can define it.
You cannot. You can't. And throughout their mistakes, their growth, their life, you get to love them. It's like the one thing you don't have a choice of. I don't choose to love you. I just have to love you. And motherhood is just love. It's not everything else. Like you see, others will define it like providing. Not all that. Just love.
I agree. And I think, let me just add a twist on that of my own journey. When tied on taking accountability and responsibility for yourself. I think it's also about fixing yourself in whatever is happening for their sake.
Very true.
Because it's so sad to have children who are raised in pain that can be healed, pain that can be avoided, I think it's just putting yourself to be the best version of yourself so that you can raise them as the best version of themselves.
But the problem with human beings, we tend to believe we are superhuman.
Yeah.
So I can be angry and still smile at you.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I am projecting.
Yep.
Even when you don't know, you don't do things most things you don't do them when you know. Because you are trying so much to have self-control.
Yeah.
I don't want to show you that I am pissed because you're my child. But if you are consistently heartbroken, there is no way you can dig your heart so deep to not show them that I am not heartbroken.
True.
And the fact that we believe that these kids do not see, I don't know why we don't see how smart our children
Kids are so smart. And kids don't hear, they see.
They see.
They don't hear. These are for decorative purposes.
They don't hear.
They don't hear. They absorb who you are. They're sponges, basically. And they see everything.
Yeah.
Wow. It's such a wake-up call, for a lot of parents. And I hope, they can realize that you should never push your kids on the side just because they're babies. No, these are fully complete human beings with their own personalities. Only that they can absorb certain information in a certain way, but we don't give them enough credit.
We don't give them enough credit. You'll be shocked.
Great. Ooh, so beyond loving these little human beings, how is your day to day? Are you present mom? Are you an intentional mom? Are you doing this thing they're calling gentle parenting? How do you do it?
Okay. Gentle parenting will be last. Will be last. Okay. I always say this. This question that is always asked: how do you balance life? For me, I tell myself I have two things: my life and my children.
Yes.
So if I need to balance my life, but I'm not balancing my children.
Yeah.
I have time for them, as them, but I'm balancing my life.
Wow, yes.
Because I can increase a lot of things in my life, but they are not taking my children's time.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I like to be, I'm this kind of parent whereby, actually, with my firstborn, the first time I spent outside my home is when I was delivering my secondborn.
Wow.
Like, I was so clingy, like even to leave that child was hard.
Yes.
But up to now, I tend to feel like the time I give them is actually my time more than their time. Because I tend to tell myself, I need it. When I tell them they need it, I can find something and then they'll be like, I will make up for it.
That's a fact.
But I need it. I need that time with you. I need you to learn from me. I need to be aware of my 2-year-old said this word today. I want him to say when I'm there. I don't want to come home to a child who is talking. No. Like yesterday he said wook, meaning look. He was like, wook. I just need to be present in every moment because for me, motherhood, it's for a season. There's a time that they'll tell you, Mommy, don't hug me in public.
Yeah.
Right now I can increase those hugs because I know. I'm trying to make myself aware of the fact that my work, my life, the fun I have, the things I do, that's my life. But their life, but their time is their time. And that's why most of my evenings is with them.
At home,
Most of my evenings I'm at home. But morning, and I don't like scheduling a lot of things on weekends. Like on weekends, I don't like. I like being free on weekends. So, but during the day, I wake up very early. I'm a 6 a.m. person on good days.
Good days,
But on bad days, I'm a 10 a.m. person. No
girl.
judgment here because there are days I write till 1 a.m. and then I'm like, don't wake me. Don't wake me. And there are days that I'm just lazy. And I'm allowed
There's nothing
to
wrong
rest.
with that, exactly.
So I cannot lie here and say that I wake up so, no, I don't. But I tend to balance everything I do. Like I know if I have this time for the magazine, this time for my books, this time for any event I need to go, I need to make an appearance, there's time for everything.
Exactly.
But for my kids, it's 4 p.m. Now, for some reason, they don't know laps are for sitting, they know heads are. So I'm here from 4 p.m. for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think I'm the same exact way. I grew up without that love, you know, maternal and paternal love. I basically raised myself. You know, that kid who just survives in
Yes.
every home. Somehow I ate, somehow I went to school, but I never got to embrace my mom or my dad. And so I found myself vowing to be very intentional about learning a lot, as much as I can, about parenting. At the same time, just like you, I am very intentional. 4 p.m., I'm there up to a certain time, and then there are those days I don't want them near me.
Yeah,
I want to hear them, but I don't want them near
want
me.
them happy.
Yeah.
Just, you're not crying, you're playing, you're okay. Good. Just away.
Exactly.
They're there.
Yeah.
But they're fun, actually.
Yeah.
When you're alone, you just think like, wow, these are my
Yeah.
children.
I know.
But don't come here.
Hey, let me tell you, if when they get to the stage where they can have conversations between them, you'll be that willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have the stage whereby the second born
Yeah.
does not have an original idea. It's whatever the first born is doing.
Follows.
Like yesterday he was singing a song, I am 5 years old.
Yeah.
Then the 2-year-old,
I'm 5-year-old. Yeah, it's the best gift you could ever give a sibling. It's another sibling.
Another sibling.
Yeah.
And to think that I had said,
You don't know. Well, you and I both, but who is God? Even now I've been like, no, please. I look at that fee structure, I'm like, God,
a fee
please.
structure can let me tell
It's the best.
2 family planning
Yeah,
methods.
yeah.
Nannies and fee structure.
Yeah,
That's it.
true.
That's it.
Can you imagine we're already halfway through the conversation and we've not even started talking about we've not started
We should
talking
have
about
3 episodes for this.
I know. Hey, who knows? My producer might agree to extend it. We have two parts. But I think we're going to take a short water break, and when we come back, we're going now to talk about putting our kids in that position where they're safe enough to consume content of social media. Great. We're taking a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.